1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Film Buds podcast. This is episode number 266. And my name is Henry.
I'm Elle.
This week we have a fun triple header for you in honor of in celebration of our dog Elvis's second birthday.
Yeah, it's coming up next weekend.
We're going to be doing 3 dog movies, which is going to be fun, and we'll make sure to do that again for our other dog when she has her birthday in December. But this time we're going to be doing Dog from 2022 with Channing Tatum, and then reviews of Megan Leavey from 2017, which is another military dog film, and then lastly Disney's Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey from 1993, a year before I was born.
Wow.
Yes. And then we also have other stuff we watched, what we're going to be doing next week, which will be a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so.
All right. So yeah, thanks again for joining us once again.
Thank you.
Well, how are you?
Doing all right. How about you? It's not like we sleep, in the same bed with each other.
That's true. I'm fine. Got the long weekend, which is nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, what did we do today, my little honeypot?
Well, we did something pretty crazy. We went outside.
I know. I'm so proud of us because we've been hermits.
Yeah.
And, some of my medical issues have come to play with that, but I'm pretty proud that we went out.
Yeah, we went to get her dress fitted for upcoming wedding.
Shout out Emily and Braxton.
Yeah.
See you in November.
Yeah. And then
also, by the way, that lady,
she was weird.
So I rescheduled 2 times just because of medical issues, and I'm dizzy probably 95% of the time, I would say. And I wasn't today, by the way, just side note. And I think it's because I was wearing my contacts. I have really bad eyes, so my prescription with my glasses is outrageous. But I rescheduled probably 2 times, and we went in, and this lady was like, "Thanks for showing up for your appointment." And I'm like,
a little weird.
Bro, I'll take my dress elsewhere.
Yeah. Then she got a little bit better, but it was kind of a weird first impression.
Yeah, I was trying to break the ice with saying, "Yay, no side boobish."
Yeah.
And she had a little chuckle, but she was,
No, she doesn't want no overflow, as she put it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that first just interaction, I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Sorry, Queen.
And then while we were driving back, we saw this
racing museum.
No, I saw Lightning McQueen in the corner of my eye, and then we passed it again, and it was a racing museum.
Yeah, and disclaimer, we do know the movie's animated.
Yeah, a replica, sorry.
Replica.
Yeah.
We saw Lightning McQueen.
I know, but we posted pictures on the Film Buds Instagram, so go check those out.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I got to take a family photo, and I asked, I said, "Say ka-chow," because I thought that would be cute, but then it was awkward silence, and they just said, "Cheese."
You've probably even seen the movie. Just there for the kid.
And then what did we do?
Oh, I almost forgot. We went to Albuquerque's Old Town, which is kind of like the historic part of Albuquerque. And
it was
walked around a little bit.
A little history. It was established in 1706, and it was built 70 years before the U.S. Declaration of Independence. And a lot of buildings are
quite old.
Yeah, quite old.
but yeah, very nice place, and reminded us a little bit of our areas in North Carolina where we're from. And yeah, really nice place. And so yeah, we'll like to go back again sometime soon.
You tried gold milk.
I tried gold milk from a coffee shop. wasn't the best. Kind of earthy coffee latte is kind of weird.
And then you got a lavender sparkling water.
That was pretty good, actually. That was good.
I tasted it. It just tastes like soap.
That's how I like it.
Ew.
But no, it was a fun time. It was even though it's gross to be around in society and around other people, it was.
Well, on the way to Old Town, I was kind of just taken aback because we saw this. Well, you were driving.
I missed it, unfortunately.
I saw this weird guy with his pants around his ankles and and his penis was out.
Yeah.
And that was his penis was out. He was on his phone. A lot was happening.
He was very busy. Clearly, he had many priorities.
Yeah.
He was just in a flutter.
No, but that's just how Albuquerque is, guys. When I came here, I had such a culture shock just because
Me too.
There's so many crackheads, there's so many prostitutes, there's so many homeless people. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just, Durham, North Carolina, where we're from, basically, around that area, seems like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
Versus Albuquerque. There are some nice spots, like in Old Town, there were no homeless people, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So I missed that, unfortunately.
I should have taken a picture.
I'll have to catch it again sometime, but
ew.
Just kidding. So yeah, it was a good day. But now we're here doing Film Buds.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're going to go see The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about.
Yeah, we haven't been to the theaters in a hot minute, so.
Look at us getting out in the world with society.
Anyways. Yeah, so anything else we should mention before we got a lot to talk about here?
Oh, yeah. I think that's all of what we've been up to. So, first, before we jump into our reviews, we would like to recap, take some time to recap our time with Elvis and share some of our favorite moments with Elvis, because this episode is for you, bud.
Yeah, and he's here with us. Sorry, I can't speak as always. But yeah, he and Miley are chilling right behind us, and so it's little family get-together time. So
Elvis is a German Shepherd mix. He looks like Sirius Black from Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's a pretty easiest comparison.
So do you want to jump back to when we decided to adopt a dog in September of 2022?
Yeah. So we moved into a house here, and pretty much, we're both dog lovers for sure. The only time I haven't had a dog in my living area was in my first year and a half or so in the military when I've been in dorms, and it was terrible. Hated not having a dog around. So other than that, I've always had a dog around. Home doesn't really feel like home unless there's a dog there, in my opinion.
I agree.
And so we said, why not? And so
I was feeling really isolated.
Yeah.
So we talked about it and we were just like, fuck it. Let's go to the Valencia Animal Shelter, which is about 40 minutes away from where we live, and they're always overflowing. This is the type of shelter that unfortunately does kill dogs if there's too much overflow, just because they get so much, so many intakes. It's pretty sad. We walked in, smelled like poop.
Of course.
We looked around, and we actually met a dog before we met Elvis. He was in the top two, but we met this 4-year-old German Shepherd mix. She was really cute, but not very affectionate.
Yeah.
And then we decided to meet Elvis, and he was giving us hugs and kisses. He's like, take me home, take me home, take me home.
Yeah. I saw him. I said, that is our doggy. So yeah, we took him home that day.
By the way, which was shocking that they gave the dog to us that day. I guess animal shelters run differently here, but I remember when I was living in Durham when I was a kid, there was an adoption process. They had to review background checks and all that, but I guess, shelters here are so overflowed that they're just okay, here.
Yeah. But we took him home, and he was, he had some destructive, separation anxiety, which was unfortunate, but understandable. His
background story is he was abandoned. I don't know, really. He was found in a really shitty neighborhood. That's all I know. Yeah. But he had some separation anxiety for sure. He destroyed some of our carpet upstairs. We were trying to crate train him. How did that go?
I mean, he got a little bit better over it, but he did find ways of destroying the crate somehow.
Yeah.
We'll probably put a spell on it,
Right. Serious black joke.
But
he always, he bit the crate, so then he got out, and then it just got to a point of every time we went out, he would just get out.
Yeah.
So then we, trained him to just chill out. We, played a movie. We left for, 30 minutes, came back. Everything was fine, surprisingly.
Yeah. But he got better over time.
Yeah. But one of my favorite memories is the first time he ran up and down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to explain that?
No, you can.
I feel like I'm talking forever here.
That's lovely. Anyways, so I mean, he has the thing now, especially where he'll get the zoomies and he'll race up and down the stairs, and so
it's awesome.
I guess Miley, our other dog, also has it as well. So yeah, that's because at first he was afraid of the stairs because they are scary. They're scary stairs. They're very high.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just times like that where he just unleashed his dog energy was, and it's still going on to this day.
Yeah, it's so cute. And we've kind of created this game where, I guess I do this more when you're at work and they have the zoomies, but especially with Elvis, I'll throw a toy down the stairs and he'll go fetch and get it and then run back up the stairs. And that's how I get the zoomies out of him.
Yeah.
Because even if he has a walk, he still has the zoomies.
Yeah.
So it's really cute.
Yeah. But he's great and he gets along with Miley very well.
Yeah. He's a really sweet boy and his grandmammy loves him.
Yeah. Hardly ever raises his voice.
He's so quiet compared to Miley.
Yeah.
He's so quiet. But he's just happy as can be. Loves sunbathing.
Yeah.
Belly scratches, booty scratches too.
Mm.
He's so sweet. I love our boy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got him. I don't know when I was going through some pretty major and scary and confusing health issues the past 6-7 months.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that we had Elvis because I don't know what I would do because he would just come up I was on the couch, he would just get up on the couch and lick my tears away, and it was really comforting, and especially when you were at work for 12 hours, just having him here with me.
And I felt better about that too.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
Anyways.
Do you want to jump into our review of
Dog?
Shan Tatum's Dog?
Yeah. So we do. Dog came out in 2022, and we do have a clip. Take a listen.
Actually, Elvis has it.
He's our clip guy.
Yeah, he's our clip guy for the episode, so take a listen.
Thanks, bud.
Here's the deal, Grace. This isn't the same dog you served with. She's got every combat trigger in the book. So you keep her secured, and you don't take her out in public. We clear?
All right.
If anyone asks, say she's on her way to rehabilitation.
Hey, do you want me to list her up for you?
Let's just get this over with. All right. What's up, dog? You remember me? Your favorite chew toy from 2015.
All right. Great clip there.
Thanks, Elvis.
Yeah, thank you. So Dog came out in 2022, and it's written and directed by Channing Tatum, as well as Reed Carolyn.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Interesting, yes. And it stars Channing as well. It stars Ryder McLaughlin, Avi Haas. Let's see, The Dog. That's about it. No one really big in the movie, I'd say.
Why is the animals never in the credits?
I don't know. They should have their own IMDb page.
Right.
And the synopsis is, 2 former Army Rangers are paired against their will on the road trip of a lifetime. Briggs, Channing Tatum, in parentheses, and Lulu, in parentheses, a Belgian Malinois, race down the Pacific coast to get to a fellow soldier's funeral on time. Wow. Whoa. So this one is on Amazon Prime currently. I don't know if it's like Amazon help producer or if it's just on there, but it's on there currently. So you can check it out there. And I think this one, I don't know if it was released in theaters. I guess it was, maybe briefly, but it's been on streaming for a while. And I was always curious about it, but then we just kind of the time stars aligned and we decided, to check it out. Had you heard about this one prior?
No, I actually haven't. So, but yeah, I liked it for the most part.
Yes, did I?
Although Channing Tatum's character, fucking idiot.
He's a bit of a doofus.
I hated his character because he left Lulu, the dog, in the car for hours at a time and didn't even roll down the windows. I was like, come on, you're such a fucking idiot. Yeah. And then that guy came and wanted to break the window.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah. He's a bit of a gumball. For sure. But, any other initial thoughts?
Well, let's see. I have a list here. I love the soundtrack.
It's, pretty good. Kind of country, but had a kind of timeless
I think I might add some songs to the soundtrack into a playlist of mine.
Sure.
Let's see. Lulu breaking out of the crate, 100% remind me of Elvis.
Yeah, there were definitely some Elvis nods.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Had some, funny, wholesome moments, and the road trip, not to sound cheesy or cliche or anything, but the road trip bonded them and changed both of them, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I loved that Miley, our Siberian Husky, was so interested.
We probably should we could post that video on the page.
Yeah, but she was so interested when Lulu was on the screen, but then when Channing Tatum was on the screen, she was like, nah.
Not interested.
Nah.
Show me the dog.
Yeah.
But she did actually watch it pretty intently, which is unlike any other dog I've ever seen do that.
Yeah, it was
Elvis
crazy.
could care less.
He was just snoozing.
Yeah, but it was pretty interesting actually.
But I actually really liked it. I thought it was cute. I didn't like Channing Tatum's character. I think that's kind of the point. But overall, I think it was an easy going watch. And I'd probably watch it again with Miley, of course, because she was so interested. Course. But what did you think?
Yeah, so I'm kind of on the same level. I think we both gave it the same rating. Channing Tatum, I think when he first started out, I was kind of like this guy just seems like a pretty boy actor who just, is just getting by on his looks, and not much else. But I felt like, I'd say after he did Magic Mike and he did like 21 Jump Street, I'd say from then on, he became pretty good. So I think at this point, he's a great actor. And I think that, I pretty much watch whatever he does. I think has a lot of different talents. And so I really like Channing Tatum. So I was definitely looking forward to it. And I guess the canine aspect of it, I'm not a canine handler myself, but I interact with a lot of canine handlers at my job, I'd say on a weekly basis. So I'm at least familiar with the field. So that was interesting. And overall, I thought it was it falls into the normal, tropes of a dog or a person not wanting to be with the dog, but then they bond and then they break apart and then they come back together, that kind of thing. But I felt like it was all done pretty genuinely. I felt like I could believe the situations when they were happening. So I thought all that worked really well. I think we both got a little misty-eyed, let's say.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But I thought Channing Tatum, he's a bit of a doofus at times. Maybe I don't really love the character totally, but I thought that relationship with the dog was pretty interesting. Yeah, good soundtrack. It wasn't too long, flowed fairly well. I think the last 15 or 20 minutes were quite touching, especially with the funeral and everything was very good.
Yeah, oh God, I was getting misty-eyed when Channing Tatum just let Lulu off the leash and she just curled up next to her handler's shoes at the funeral. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
it was good.
I feel like very little movies keep my interest anymore, and I felt like it kept my interest for the most part. Because if a movie's too intense for my taste, or just not my genre of movies that I particularly like. I kind of just, half watch. I scroll on my phone. Henry does not like that.
Yeah.
But sorry, that's just how I am.
It's okay.
Because I'd rather just half watch it and you watch it, us watch a movie together. Sorry, I know you're not.
I just like watching movies together.
Okay.
But I understand.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, so overall, there are some, like, weird moments. Like, I think the thing with the pot farm is kind of odd. Tonally is weird. And then there's the thing with two like hippie girls, which is just weird. I guess in some ways it's memorable, so that makes it better than being forgettable, but it's just kind of weirdly thrown in.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But overall...
Oh, let's absorb each other's energy.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hippie too, but I'm not that hippie. Yeah. Like, I have crystals and shit. Yeah. I'm not that hippie.
Yeah. But it was overall, I thought Channing Tatum was quite good. A lot of cool locations, and I thought that the dog was awesome. Like, I mean, how she was trained and just, her acting was excellent. But I like when they're in the barn or wherever it is and they're watching like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy, and Channing Tatum's character is like, "You like this?"
Yeah, and
she's just watching.
Yeah, that was good, and like the scene where he's having to carry her on his shoulders.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah, so yeah,
she had to at least weigh like 60 pounds.
I'd say so. Yeah, but overall, I'd say I liked it probably even more than I thought I would.
Same here. I didn't really have like good expectations. Like, I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't even watch a trailer before we watched it. So
yeah, it was quite a refreshingly good, heartfelt movie, but a fairly easy watch.
What did you rate it on Letterboxd?
I give it a 4.5. Might be a little generous. I could maybe go down to a 4, but I'd give it a 4.5.
I also gave it a 4.5, and I usually do not rate movies that high because I'm always saving that 5-star for a really good movie.
I know.
But I was surprised how high I rated it.
Yeah.
So could I read some Letterboxd reviews?
Sure.
This is a new segment that we're adding, by the way, because I love reading Letterboxd reviews.
And so we'll do about like 3 or 4, something like that for each one, yeah.
All right.
Let's hear them.
Sydney rated it 2 stars.
Ooh, Sydney.
And said, dog ends on a really strong note, which unfortunately reminds you of what the rest of the movie should have been. Up until the touching conclusion, it's a strangely written and largely unfunny buddy adventure that tries to sell a character who, say, for the last maybe 25 minutes, is pretty unlikable. Lulu, the dog, was the only one with good comedic timing, despite a solid performance from Channing Tatum otherwise.
I'd say she's an unfunny buddy cop adventure.
I actually laughed a lot.
I did too.
So
take that, Sydney.
Olivia rated it 2 stars and said, I don't know what more I expected from a movie called Dog. And then last but not least, Eddie rated it 2.5 stars and said, this is why I'm a cat person.
Get out of here.
I keep asking Henry, can we get a cat? And what do you keep saying?
Can't do it.
And why is that?
All right, so no, I don't mind the idea of a cat. Like if I'm around a cat, I can, like, if it's at a friend's house, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I just 24/7 can't do it. Just can't. It's not my thing. Don't mesh with cats. Only with dogs.
And you say, like, when someone has a cat because it smells like a litter. The whole house smells.
And
like
I understand that dogs have
so.
their own smell. I understand that. But for me, every time I walk into a house, it smells like a litter box. I can't stand it.
But our house smells like dogs and farts. I'm not going to say dog farts or human farts, but farts. So
I'll live with it.
Oh, okay. We need some Febreze up in here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Should we move on to Megan?
Megan? All right. So we're going to be reviewing Megan Leavey next.
That one came out in 2017, and it's also on Amazon Prime currently. Maybe others, I'm not sure. And Elvis, obviously, he's on top of it all. He has the clip.
Oh, thank you so much. He's handing me the clip now as we speak.
He's physically handing it to us. Thank you. Take a listen.
Pretty sure they sell loofahs in the gift shop. Oh, actually, no. They bombed the gift shop.
Oh, that's too bad. I like loofahs.
I'm Matt Morales. I'll be your tour guide today.
Megan Leavey. Who's that?
It's Chico. Chico Sid. I trained Chico to lick the enemy to death.
Nice.
So where you from?
New York.
I am, me too. But you're not a Yankees fan though, right?
Born and bred.
Oh, come on. Dagger to my heart, really? Well, I guess we'll never speak again, Megan. Chico, we don't talk to Yankees fans, right?
Good boy.
All right. I thought that clip was pretty good. Megan Leavey came out in 2017, as I have already said. And it's directed by Gabriella Calperwati. Excuse me if I'm butchering your name.
Ooh, that's
a handful.
Ooh.
And it stars...
Sorry, Gabriella, about your last name.
Yeah, stars Kate Mara, Ramon Rodriguez, Draco Malfoy, Bradley Whitford, Edie Falco. That's about it, I'd say, in terms of big names. And the synopsis is based on the true life story of young Marine Corporal. Oh, sorry, I butchered that. Based on the true life story of a young Marine Corporal whose unique discipline and bond with her military combat dog saved many lives during their deployment in Iraq. Mm-hmm. So this one, I had been meaning to watch for a while, just never really got around to it. And then I kind of saw it in the dog list and said, hey, let's throw this in. Might as well. So, yeah. You want to go first or shall I?
You can go first.
Yeah, so, again, this one is dealing with, canine combat dogs. And it is, it's about the mid part of the Iraq War. And yeah, it's this true story, which I only knew about because of the movie. I hadn't heard about her beforehand. But overall, I actually thought I liked it more than I thought I would. I'd heard kind of middle of the road things about it, but I think that Kate Mara, overall, I really prefer Rooney Mara in terms of performances and I'd say even movie quality consistency. But I think Kate Mara definitely has her moments, and I think she's pretty good in this. And I think her story before she deploys, where she joins the Marines and she meets the dog Rex, is all very interesting. And then I think their deployment is quite intense, more intense than I thought it would be. And then their breaking apart and then coming together again is very, touching. And I don't know what parts were dramatized really or not, but for what it is, I thought it was quite good. Yeah, that relationship was pretty interesting. I thought the whole cast overall was pretty solid, I'd say. There's nothing, I'd say, groundbreaking in the movie, but for what it is, I thought it was quite good. Better than I thought it would be. Heavy-handed maybe a little bit sometimes with some of the writing and stuff, but overall, excuse me. Oh, got Mountain Dew. Anyways.
Please cut that.
And so, yeah, I thought Draco Malfoy was pretty good. And so, yeah, what did you think?
I had mixed feelings. It was pretty intense. It was a pretty intense watch for me, which led me to scrolling on my phone for more than half the movie. Sorry. So that kind of uninterested me a little bit. So, I mean, I was going into it being like, oh, another dog movie. Cool. But then it just, was more intense. Clearly it's based on a true story, and clearly that story is intense. I just didn't know anything about that. And I've never heard of this movie before, so
yeah, I think it was had a pretty small release, so it's been.
So I didn't really know much about it. It was a really touching story overall. Rex saved Megan's life. So that was really sweet. It tugged on your heartstrings quite a bit.
Yeah.
And, she was pretty determined to adopt her Marine dog. So props to her. She went on TV. She
petitioned. Was old school petition.
Food Lion parking lots.
Yeah.
And then she finally got her dog. So
yeah,
it was a sweet ending for sure. And then at the end, during the credits, there's a scene of the real Rex.
Yeah.
Which he sadly passed away in 2012, but he was with his war buddy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
Miley actually watched the last few minutes of the movie because she heard a squeaker toy.
Yeah.
That dog is obsessed with squeaker toys because she just wants to destroy them. But overall, it's a good, decent watch. Just keep in mind that it's more intense than it kind of seems.
That's fair.
So if you're not into like intense war movies, I would probably skip it. It also had just too much war for me.
Too much war, huh?
Too much war. Oh, I don't like war movies. So that, I was just kind of zoning out a little bit. Sorry.
Would that be your letterbox review? Too much war.
I should actually put that.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's fair.
But I rated it 3 stars on Letterboxd.
Whoa.
I was going to go 2.5. I was like, I thought it was, decently shot. The acting was great. Kate Mara was pretty great.
Yeah.
Has a small forehead, but...
She does have I feel, bless her heart, but she seems to be getting by.
But she was actually an American Horror Story, so that's where I noticed her from. And the Hulu original show, the Fucked Up Show, as I call it.
A Teacher.
Yeah.
But she was in House of Cards for a while as well.
She has such a small forehead. I just couldn't get over it. While watching, I was just like...
Yeah.
But your forehead is as big as a runway.
I'm good about it's nice I'm in the Air Force because they could create a whole airstrip for me.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's fair. But
I've been told that I have a big forehead.
Your forehead seems proportionate.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I'd say, I guess one thing about the movie that's, refreshing is like it is about a female Marine.
Yeah.
Which is pretty.
You don't see many of those.
Yeah. And, I can only imagine the stuff that she had to go through being surrounded by that.
I don't know if many people that know me are going to be listening to this, but I'm actually highly considering joining the Air Force. And so seeing the basic training aspect of it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Of course I wouldn't be going into the Marines, so
thankfully.
It's not that scary. But it's pretty interesting to kind of see the inside of it a little bit.
Yeah.
And you kept saying, oh, that's pretty accurate. So,
I mean, yeah, from what I know, at least.
But I thought it was so funny. She has such a shitty family, Kate Mara's character, Megan Leavey. And I found it funny that she was on the bus to basic training. And her mom called, where are you? And the sergeant screamed at her, telling her to get off the phone.
Yeah.
And she had to hang up and she didn't even explain.
Hey, I'm in basic training.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. But also reminded me, a lot of my family in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, it was, it's got some pretty interesting moments, and I was more impressed with it than I thought it would be. So, yeah, it's worth a watch. I wouldn't say it's one of the best war movies out there, but it's fairly solid.
What did you rate it on Letterboxd?
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
I gave it a 4.
All right. Heavy 4.
Yeah. No, light 4.
A light 4? Okay. All right.
I don't think there's anything else about it. Yeah, but it's on Amazon if you want to check it out.
Well, let's jump into Letterboxd reviews.
Yes.
This is a long one, so just buckle your seatbelt, hold on tight. Henry, actually another Henry out there, twinsies, rated it 2.5 stars and said, if I was to tell there is a movie based on a true story about a Marine who forms a bond with a bomb-sniffing dog, you could probably picture every single thing that happens in this movie. Even though it's predictable and full of dog movie cliches, Megan Leavey isn't enjoyable enough, mostly because of the compelling relationship between Megan and her canine companion Rex. It barely scratches the surface about the actual motives behind the war in Iraq, so it feels very military propaganda-esque in that way, but it does actually get into the effect of war on a person's mind and even the mind of the dog. I appreciated the angle the second half of the movie was coming from, but there was so much more it could have gotten into, like the treatment of women in the Marines.
Fair.
Yeah. If you're a dog lover, I'd recommend Megan Leavey because if you can ignore all the propaganda, there's a lot of heart in it. And even if any of you out there don't care enough to watch this film, recommend it to your mom. I'm sure she'll love it.
It's fair.
But that's pretty fair to say because, I mean, I feel like they touched on how women were, you know, are treated in the Marines, but...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, I feel like it's almost part of a whole other movie, though, in a way, because this is more about the dog and her, not just...
Yeah.
If it was just her as a grunt, that's one thing, but it's kind of... But I understand that.
Yeah. And the last two are short, I promise, guys. Troy rated it 4 stars. Excuse me. 4 stars.
Twinsies.
And said the beautiful connection between a human and a dog is absolutely incredible. Josh rated it 3.5 stars and said Kate Mara should be in more movies. She's a really underrated actress, which I have to agree with. Yeah. But a lot of the reviews were pretty...
Middle of the road.
Like either middle of the road or good. So, I mean, I didn't see a lot of bad reviews.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be like super mad at it.
Yeah.
But now, one thing I will say quickly about Dog is I think the scene where the Lulu attacks the Middle Eastern guy, mm-hmm. I think it was very kind of an interesting kind of something that you wouldn't really think about because it's like that dog was only a few years old, and all it had known was being employed in a war zone in the Middle East.
Yeah, so going back into like getting into a dog's mind.
Yeah, so I thought I'd forgotten about that. That was a pretty interesting, and there's a little bit of that in this, I guess, in terms of a dog having PTSD just as much as a human would.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Anything else about Megan, Mrs. Leavey?
I don't think so. I think we should jump into Homeward Bound.
Yeah. All right. So, clip, obviously.
Elvis, come here. All right.
Thanks.
Here's the clip.
No! Stay there. Sassy, you have to stay there. We can't play.
Cats are smarter than dogs, huh? Right. She doesn't even know the meaning of the word stay.
No, stay there.
The savage beast spots his unsuspecting victim. Slowly, he sneaks through the tall grass.
Don't even.
Moving in for the ambush.
Keep away from me, you mutt!
He runs. He leaps. Yes!
All right. Last one. Thanks for sticking with us. So this one is a little bit of a...
retro review.
Yeah, we're diverting a little bit from the other two. So this one is a Disney film from 1993, as I said. And it's directed by, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. Not just a journey, The Incredible Journey.
Excuse me.
Is directed by Dwayne Dunham. Interesting name there. And it stars Michael J. Fox, Sally Field, Don Alder, Robert Hayes. That's about it, I'd say. And the synopsis is a fun-loving American bulldog pup, a hilarious Himalayan cat, and a wise old golden retriever embark on a long trek through the rugged wilderness of the Sierra Nevada mountains in a quest to reach home and their beloved owners. So this one I had seen, I think, maybe when I was a kid.
Yeah, same here. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I remembered it. It was... going in, I knew nothing about it, so I just kind of treated it as a first-time watch, essentially. Same here.
And, it's... Well, you want to start, or...?
Well, I thought it was a pretty funny movie. You know, had some sad bits. Poor Shadow. But had some sad bits like every Disney movie. But I really liked it. I immediately, when the movie started and Michael J. Fox was speaking as Chance, I immediately was like, is this Michael J. Fox? This has to be Michael J. Fox, just because I'm a big Back to the Future fan. And it was. Yeah. So that's how good I am.
Yeah, he was very good.
But the thing that really tugged on my heartstrings was that you got to hear from a dog's point of view of what the shelter was like, and Chance's line where he says they love you and then they dump you.
Yeah.
Made me tear up.
Yeah.
Especially since we have 2 dogs that we adopted from shelters. I made me want to cry.
Yeah.
I'm happy about the ending. It was a cute ending. They made it back in time for Thanksgiving, guys. Spoiler. But they made it
I was
back
worried
for Thanksgiving. But one question though. Was the family planning on getting them back? Like, I'm still confused because the parents said a couple of weeks that they would come to, quote, visit. But then the lady was just taking... I'm still kind of confused on that.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, we don't know why they were going, when, like, who... It was a mess, Disney.
Yeah, it just didn't explain that.
And now one interesting thing that I was telling her earlier is now, it's as well as the third person, but the 2 of the co-writers are, Caroline Thompson, who wrote, Edward Scissorhands and co-wrote Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's why I like it.
One of your favorites. And then also Linda Wolverton, who's written like every Disney movie ever, like Alice in Wonderland, The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, all these movies. So it's a pretty impressive crew behind the camera. And overall, I'd say I liked it about as much as you did. It is quite sweet. It has that old classic Disney charm to it, which is nice.
Yeah, and you were saying that it was probably very easy to film because it wasn't like, movies nowadays with dogs that, they make the dog talk, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But this movie was just voiceovers, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a clever idea because you literally are just watching dogs walk through the wilderness with a voiceover, so it probably wasn't that hard to film. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe certain scenes were, but...
I really hope that cat in the river was big.
There were a few questionable moments where I was thinking, okay, did Disney actually do this, considering their history? Did they actually throw a cat in the rapids, and then did he get pricked by a porcupine? It seemed believable to me.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping, I couldn't really find anything about that, so I'm hoping that was all special effects.
Yeah, because the porcupine looked pretty,
So
real.
That was questionable. If anybody knows anything about that, let us know.
Yeah.
I've been dying to know if you were.
But another question. Why the hell wouldn't you explain to your animals that you would be back? Like, I know they might not understand, okay? But in my head, they understand. And especially in the context of this movie, why didn't they explain to animals that the lady, who is the worst pet sitter in the world, by the way, is going to take care of them and they'll be back for them? Because they just thought why wouldn't you explain?
I don't know.
So sad. And then Chance was like, oh no, not this again. And then poor old Shadow was like, Peter.
Yeah.
I need my Peter.
Yeah. So it was, there were some.
And the cat just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. But overall, it is quite sweet. It's very, it's touching at times. And it is, even though obviously it's written by, it's not the actual dog's thoughts. It's kind of like, I say it's fairly accurate as to what, if you were inside the mind of a dog, what you'd be thinking, in terms of your relationship to your owners or your family. So yeah, I thought it was good. A lot of really pretty locations out in nature.
Oh yeah,
was good. Good. The performances, the voiceover performances were quite fun and enjoyable.
Just fun fact: there were 2 sets of dogs, so 2 Shadows and 2 Chances.
Yeah, which was surprising.
I don't know about the cat, though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that one, but
yeah, so it was, I liked it. It was a nice kind of little escapist Disney watch, had that old classic charm, like I was saying. And it's definitely worth a watch if you like that kind of thing, or if you like dogs.
It has a Fox and the Hound kind of feel to me.
Yeah, a little bit. But overall, yeah, very sweet.
Really cute watch.
Touching at times, and
also watch it with your dogs and see how they react. Because Miley was watching.
Yeah, she wanted to know how it turned out.
Yeah.
But yeah, very nice ending, touching ending. Thank God they made it back for Thanksgiving. I said, oh no.
Well, they can't miss the turkey.
I guess not.
But yeah, overall, loved the movie. It was a good throwback. Haven't seen it since I was a kid. I did end up rating it, 3.5 stars on Letterboxd.
As I did.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other comments
Nope.
on Homeward Bound?
No, I guess one thing we were kind of realizing is you can only watch so many dog movies in a row.
Oh, yeah. I needed a break.
I'd say 2 is probably a good limit because, we started watching Mrs. Leavey and then...
I was like, yeah, I'm done.
But it was a little too much, so just pace yourselves. Where's the fire here?
Right.
So, yeah, a good, nice little trio of dog movies. It's always nice to watch a dog movie, since we are both dog lovers for sure. Well,
I almost cried several times because I grew up with a golden retriever named Josie, and Shadow looked exactly like Josie looked like before she got sick. Unfortunately, she had pretty aggressive bone cancer in her leg, and the vet told us, like, oh, you can amputate the leg, but it probably has already spread because the tumor was about, I would say, that big.
What's that for the listeners?
I'm trying to like
a little bit bigger than a baseball, I'd say.
I would probably say 2 baseballs put together.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah.
So we just kind of had to put her down, but she, I grew up with her. So just seeing, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of her.
Yeah. I'd say watching these, for me, I mean, I think it would be for any dog owner, but for me, because just a couple months ago, my mother had to put my childhood dog down after she was about 17 years old. And so that was pretty tough. And so going back and watching these movies was nice, but it was still...
Yeah, we were thinking about reviewing Marley and Me, but then we're like, can't do it after that.
Only human. I can't do it.
But she, your mom called like a home service.
Yeah, my mom really kind of put out all the stops for when she passed away. And so, I wish I could have been there, but I had said goodbye many times because I wasn't sure being in the military. You never know. So, but yeah, my mom really went above and beyond for her, as she deserved.
Yeah.
The queen. So, anyways.
But yeah, Bendy was a really, really sweet dog. Yeah. And she got to see us leave to go get married. So
she saw us get married. Yeah.
That was cute. She was sniffing my dress because we got ready at Henry's mom's house. And then we drove to the courthouse. And that was it.
Yep.
But, she was like, what, 17?
Yeah, she was about 17. So she had a very long life.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
especially for her breed. What breed was she?
So we never actually fully found out. She was kind of a mutt of
But she looked like a lab or a healer mix.
Yeah. But yeah, she couldn't have had a more loving life. So,
And your mom took such great care of her.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
she would take her to the vet and get like fluids.
Yeah, my mom was just like, tell me what I can do. So yeah, I really appreciate that from my mom.
Yeah.
But anyways, anything else about the doggies?
Well, the trio and Homeward Bound actually, I didn't have a cat, but reminded me of my 3 dogs growing up. It was a really weird bunch. We had a golden retriever, a basset hound, and a lab mix mutt. So I don't know, for some reason it just kind of reminded me of my little trio that I grew up with. And just the personalities being so different in Homeward Bound, and then the personalities of, my 3 dogs growing up. Pretty cute.
Yeah.
Tears over, Oof.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Letterboxd reviews for Homeward Bound. Film Ape, interesting username, rated it 4 stars and said, I have no idea when I last watched this, but this flick is imprinted on my soul. I ran the VHS so much back in the day that I know every beat. A weird deja vu experience watching it now when I haven't thought about the film for years.
Yeah.
Which I feel.
Yep.
Ryan Chang rated it 3 stars and said, Michael J. Fox sounds like he was having a great time in the recording booth, and I have to agree.
Yeah.
Because come on.
No, I'm sure it was good.
Dylan rated it 4.5 stars and said, why did I think rewatching this would be a good idea? I cried throughout the entire movie.
Hey, we're only human.
Yeah, we're only human. But any last thoughts?
I'm done. I'm spent.
You're spent? All right. Well, do we have any film news?
Not much, really.
Not much.
Yeah. Have a slow week.
Okay. Well, then do you want to jump into what we've been watching?
Sure. You want to go first, or shall I?
You can go first.
All right. Well, everyone, just settle in. All right. My deepest
Oh my God.
My deepest apologies. She's just looking at my letterboxd list here. All right. So I'll speed through them. Bear with me. You're all right.
Don't go into, just tell us what you watched. Don't go into it.
If you don't want to listen, you can just speed ahead like an hour. All right. Anyways, all right. So I watched Waiting for the Barbarians, which stars Johnny Depp, Robert Pattinson, and Mark Rylance, and it's this movie that takes place.
Johnny Depp and Robert Pattinson in one movie.
I know.
Ooh, I'll have to take a watch.
Yeah, and it's fairly recent, a couple years old, and it takes place around like World War One. I don't know. I forget. It was okay. Pretty slow. Had some interesting ideas, but just a little too molasses-like for my taste. But Johnny Depp, Robert Pattinson, Mark Rylance, all great. So maybe watch it for them. Watched Scream 6, which is the new one that came out. And there are parts of these new movies that I really like, and so much of this self-awareness, like hitting on the beats of horror, like horror tropes, I cannot stand. So it's got a lot of good, a lot of stuff I don't like. It's okay. Gave it a 3. Then I watched a couple Machine Gun Kelly movies. I watched The Last Son, which is a Western, which I guess makes sense considering his name's Machine Gun Kelly, that he plays an outlaw. It makes sense. It was all right. It's pretty slow. Then I watched One Way, which is a crime, like drug thriller he was in. It was, I was given the benefit of the doubt. It's not horrible, but pretty murky and dry. Then I watched Bird Box finally.
You watched Bird Box? I haven't seen that yet.
I liked it overall. He's in it briefly, actually.
How's Sandra Bullock in it?
Oh, she's great. She's great.
I love me some Bullock.
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly's in it briefly. It was okay. I don't know if I loved it as much as some people do. I thought the idea was interesting, but I feel like maybe a good full review of it would be kind of good for us to do sometime.
Well, aren't they coming out with Bird Box 2?
I think so, but it's not doesn't have Sandra Bullock or anything. It's different. But anyways, we'll figure it out.
Also, side note, we'll have to do a Machine Gun Kelly episode.
I guess so.
He's obsessed, guys. He's obsessed.
That's true. Then I watched Weird, the Al Yankovic Story, starring Daniel Radcliffe.
That sounds a little weird to me.
It was. Now, I really like Daniel Radcliffe post Harry Potter. I think he's good as Harry Potter, but I really like him since. And this was a pretty interesting, surprisingly cool, funny, quirky movie. I'm not really an Al Yankovic fan, but I thought the movie itself was pretty interesting. So maybe we could do that as a review sometime. Then watched Halloween Resurrection, which is the only Halloween movie I haven't seen yet. Pretty bad, I'd say. Probably my least favorite out of all of them. So not great. I watched Tetris, which is on Apple TV, which is about the founder of Tetris. Surprisingly entertaining. Maybe a little too over dramatized with some of the facts, but still pretty good. I watched Emancipation with Will Smith, which came out last year, where there was a time where he slapped Chris Rock. Nice. And it's about this true story on slavery. Pretty dark and grim, but important movie, important story. So I'm glad. And he was paid about $35 million for this movie. So
Jesus Christ.
I think he performed well.
He needs to share some of that money with me.
I mean, honestly, we could use a little bit. And then lastly, I watched The Sisters Brothers, starring Joaquin Phoenix, John C. Reilly, and Jake Gyllenhaal, and Riz Ahmed. And it's a Western about these two brothers who are kind of like bounty hunter, outlaw, debt collector guys. And it was solid. If you like Westerns, I'd check it out. Got some interesting ideas and good performances. So that's about it. Huh.
Ooh, let's take a deep breath, guys.
Oh, sorry, everybody. Losing it.
I did not watch a ton of movies this week. I started watching Unbreakable. I still want to watch it, but I just got tired and fell asleep.
We can review that sometime, even, really.
Yeah, and then we actually watched Eating Gilbert Grape.
Preparing for our Johnny Depp
special.
Yeah, we were going to do it this week, but then we just didn't have time to watch 6. Yes, that's what I said. 6 movies.
Whoa.
So we got like 1.5 movies through.
Yeah. Just ran out of time.
Yeah, So we decided to do a dog movie because we wanted to either do the Elvis birthday special the week before his birthday or the week after, since next week we will be reviewing The Little Mermaid with our pal Henry Wilkinson.
Whoa.
But those are all the movies that I watched. I am binge watching Orange is the New Black. I think the last time I told you guys I was on season 3 or 4, that was last week. I'm on season 6 now. So by next week, I'll probably be done with the whole Orange is the New Black series. But I've really liked it. The season that I was watching this past week was about a prison riot.
Oh, cool.
Which was, I mean...
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah. But it all started because this character got killed by not very well-trained guard. Let's just put it that way. And then her friends kind of started the riot. And now the friend, Tasty...
Good name. Solid name.
He knows nothing about Orange is the New Black, by the way. Tasty is looking at life in prison.
It's a shame. Sorry, Tasty.
But they're also trying to pin a death on her, which, you know, I like how the series goes into how just corrupt the prison system is.
Right.
Like, it has a lot of funny moments, obviously, but yeah.
So you could say for Tasty, things are starting to turn sour.
I hate you.
I'll put a little applause or laugh track in there.
I hate you. And we watched a episode of the Vampire Diaries.
Oh, yeah.
Because you keep coming home and telling me that one of your sergeants...
Multiple. Very strange.
Yeah, keeps going up to you and asking, hey, have you watched the Vampire Diaries or Supernatural? And we're out on season 4 of Supernatural, but we're taking a little break. But how are you liking the Vampire Diaries? We're on episode 2, so we're not that into it.
I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's entertaining. It's not really a show that I would really watch on my own. But I mean, for it is, it's solid.
But you gotta meet Klaus.
The thing I can't, and I don't mean to go on a tangent here, and I was telling you about this, I can't stand this look of vampires in modern vampire movies. Because they look like they're all in 90s boy bands.
That's the fun of it.
But see, I feel like the Damon guy, that's a good look for a vampire.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Everybody else, too overly groomed, too much makeup.
Well, okay.
Don't like it.
Okay, but...
It's very distracting.
But in the show, there are very different looking like, vampires.
I just mean in the Twilight, for example.
I know, the swooped hair. But throughout the series, Damon actually like makes fun of his hair, which I find entertaining. He's like, all right, gotta put on my hero hair to save the day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
He's a pretty funny character. He seems like the villain now. But that will change. Dun, dun, dun. But he's a pretty entertaining character. I like him. Yeah. He's probably my favorite character up with and Catherine. Elena gets a little annoying. Just like, you know, Zoe and Zoe 101. We've been watching Zoe 101.
Oh, Zoe.
And Zoe's just annoying. She's such a little bitch.
Yeah,
fuck off.
Very dramatic. Your life's not that hard.
Yeah, she's like mean for no reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we've been watching.
Yeah.
So next week, we will see you guys back with Henry Wilkinson. I don't think he's been on for 2-3 years.
Yeah, so I would have left and stopped doing it in mid-2021. So I think he was either on very early 21 or maybe even late 2020. So it's been a hot minute, just mainly because Paul's been doing it, obviously. So, you know, haven't really had the opportunity to. So it'd be really nice to see him again, because I haven't really seen him in person for a long time either. So it'd be nice to see him on.
The last time we saw him was at our dinner after our wedding.
Yes. And he is a mad Little Mermaid fan. and we have a lot to ask him about because he has a lot of knowledge, a lot of merch, a lot of stuff that we will.
I have a lot of questions for him, so it'll probably be like a 4-hour episode.
At least. Just clearly scheduled for the weekend.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so really looking forward to that. I'm sure it'll be a fun time going back to the movies and just to have an old friend on. So. And
what are we going to be up to this week? This week is
stacked. It's stacked.
Okay.
So Monday, I have my long work week, so that's it is what it is. But Monday, you have a massage. Which I'm very jealous of. Well,
okay, it's because I keep having stupid muscle spasms that hurt my entire body, and I've had multiple MRIs, and they can't find anything. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's well deserved.
Yeah,
it's well deserved.
But it's weird because. I mean, wouldn't like a pinched nerve show on it? Like, I don't know, but
I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I was because of that paycheck. And they do like nothing. Sorry, doctors.
Some do probably.
No, I mean like the doctors that, like my dad, for example. I'm so sorry if anyone that knows my whatever. Like my dad had like a full, like he would like step in the room for like 15 minutes, see a patient, and then go to the next patient. Yeah. So he would evaluate and then just refer them to someone else. Yeah. But that seems like work, but not a ton of work for what you're getting.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So that's what I mean by that. I don't mean like surgeons. Surgeons, God bless them. We need more nurses, nice ones, not mean ones that I've interacted with in the ER. But honestly, if you're a nurse in Albuquerque, I mean, dealing with homeless people.
That takes some spunk.
I once saw a homeless guy trying to get a bed, and then he flipped out and kicked a chair in the waiting room. Yeah. At like 3 a.m. Yeah. In Albuquerque. So fun times. No, but that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, what were we talking about here? Oh, what's happening next week? So, yeah. So,
but anyway, I've had some like suspicious like health issues.
Yeah. So
that no one really knows. I'm convinced now that I just have a pinched nerve because it just seems, I don't know. But at the same time, there's no really like good way to fix that. Just physical therapy, movement. Yeah. Stuff like that. So I'm hoping the massage will help.
I think it will. Then we have...
And then Wednesday, I'm getting a Beetlejuice tattoo.
Yes. And then I'm getting some tattoos on Thursday.
Shout out, Sean.
Yeah. And then... That's about it. Oh, and then I guess we'll be doing the podcast on Friday. So
yeah.
Pretty busy week along with me. You know, I will be working a lot. But so yeah. Stay tuned for that episode. It should be a hoot and a half.
A hoot and a half.
So yeah, anything else?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Send us some questions because
yes.
we haven't gotten any since I think Olivia from Washington.
Yeah.
Last week. So yeah, send us a question.
thefilmbudspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. Or through the DMs on Instagram, or tweet us.
Yeah, or Facebook us.
all the social medias,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so we're within reach. Don't worry. And yeah, so please do that if you haven't already. Make sure to check out, earlier episodes of the show if you're new. And
rate, subscribe,
share with your friends, family. Coworkers, everybody. Just tell the world.
Everyone who loves movies.
Yeah. Or even if you don't, maybe they'll come to love movies simply by listening. We don't know. I tend to doubt it, but hey, weird things have happened. Yeah, so, well, that was a good show, I think.
Good show.
I'm pretty happy with it.
I need to take out my contacts, y'all.
Yeah, and...
My eyeballs are dry.
Well, as always, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be spending time later today.
Oh, yeah, because we totally, don't live together or anything, or spend, 90% of our time together.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we really hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you.
Hey, how lucky can one man get?